Right. Let the list populate. Good evening to everyone. Everybody out there in the boxing cosmos. Y'all know the drill. Where you from? Where you at? Post your flag, post your flag. What you doing? There's a couple of stories I wanted to talk about. Just a few that I didn't want to keep preparing segments for because I've kind of already done that. I know in the case of Jeanette Zapata, they've mounted an investigation as to what oversights might have occurred that led to that situation. JD was good. George was good. They've mounted an investigation to see if any oversights led to that entire situation. It's unfortunate. It's one of the, if you guys notice, I haven't been talking about it. Was goody? Philippe was goody. Antonio Buried Rhymes was good. Rob was good. AJ was good. Gatsby J was good. If y'all notice, I haven't talked about it because it's real sad what happened. I'm 100% sure Yvonne Michelle, Marie, all the people involved with that situation, I don't think for a second that they intended for that to happen, but it does happen. Unfortunately, it does happen. Especially the last couple of years, it stands out. Patrick Day, Maxim Dadashev, now Jeanette Zapata. It's unfortunate, and you wonder what can be done to make the sport safer. It's my understanding, and I'll have to check this, that the girl was knocked out before she had that fight with Marie. So now you have to start to wonder, if a fighter suffers a knockout loss in their last fight, should it be customary? Should it be protocol, a requisite, that the event's coordinators review the knockout before they so decide to use this fighter? Because boxing is the Wild Wild West as far as businesses go. It's the Wild Wild West. It's a lot of wild shit that goes on. Commission to commission, state by state, country to country. There is no one governing body that makes sure to protect the fighters and make sure that things are up to scratch. There's oversights all over the place. I was goody. Andy was goody. George, Deb was good. Luis was good. KC was good. You know what I mean? And once again, I'm 100% sure Yvonne Michelle, he didn't mean for that to happen. Marie, the fighter she was fighting, Marie Pugh, she didn't mean for that to happen. But it's a dangerous sport, and you hear people say that all the time to the point to where it starts to sound like a cliche, but it's still true. It's a dangerous fucking sport, and it's wild to me that boxing has been around. It's one of the oldest sports, if not the oldest sport, or one of them. And it's been around as long as it has. And it doesn't have one commission governing what's going on, safety, sportsmanship, things of that nature. Look at the situation between WADA and VADA. The situation is not as controversial as it seems, but because this is a generation that thrives on knee-jerk reactions and being impulsive and virtue signaling and all of that, you think that, this is the worst. No, it's not the worst thing in the world. WADA's protocol has always been that way for that particular drug, phentermine. It has. And out of competition, it's legal. The disconnect is that VADA doesn't look at it that way. I feel that, let the commission, let the Yaqui Pascua tribe, let them allow the fight to go on because they observe WADA's protocols. What should have happened, and I've said this in many videos, is the WBC should have stripped him. That's what they should have done. And I feel if they had stripped Oscar Valdez, people wouldn't be complaining. But when you see that the fight is being allowed to go on, you know that the WBC works with VADA, and you see that they're not going to do anything about it. It just feels like, okay, so do I get to use phentermine from now on? Can I use phentermine to cut weight? Because that's the precedence that you're setting. Appreciate that, George. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? You setting a precedence to where, okay, so y'all gave Oscar a pass to use phentermine, even though it's on VADA's banned list. So moving forward, can other fighters resort to what it is that Oscar resorted to? Because you have Mauricio Suleiman putting out written statements that Oscar didn't cheat. Okay, then, if Oscar didn't cheat, I guess I wouldn't be cheating if I used phentermine, right? You're going to give me the same consideration you gave him, right? No promo for Wilder. No promo for Wilder versus Fury or Canelo Plant. What's going on? Thank you for your content. I appreciate that, Tin. I noticed it myself. I highlighted it the other day that I don't see a promotional push. I don't see commercials. I don't see posters. I don't see press conferences. Tyson Fury has gone into social media radio silence. So where is the promotion for that fight? Remember, it was supposed to go down in the summer. Initially, when the arbitrator ruled, it was supposed to go down, what was it, June, July, one of them months. You had, from the time that the arbitrator ruled till now, October is right around the corner. It's only 4 weeks, blow over 4 weeks. Where is the promotion? Where's the commercials? Where's the banners? Where's the promos? Where's the press conferences? You have to wonder what's going on. I'm not going to make no proclamations. I'm not going to be presumptuous. I'm not going to presume to tell you what will happen. I don't know. What I know is that they've had more time to promote it than they initially had, and we do not see promotion. We don't see promotion. We don't even see a fucking poster, an official poster for Canelo versus Plant. Where is that? How long does that take to cook up? You could commission one of these guys that do graphic design to come up with an official poster, and we don't have that. In my last video, I went to BoxRec just to see, is the fight there? Is the fight scheduled? And it's not. You could go to BoxRec right now. You won't see it. So I wonder, I do wonder. I'm not going to say nothing presumptuous. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. All I can say wholeheartedly is I wonder, how long is it going to take you to do this? Because you don't have a lot of time. You have a little over a month to promote this fight. It's a $50 million fight, but you have to generate more than $50 million just to break even. Yeah, because that's the way it works. You'd have to sell 750,000 pay-per-view buys to generate that 50 million, but you won't break even with 750,000 pay-per-view buys. You wouldn't. You'll have to sell more than that. You might actually have to sell 1 million pay-per-view buys before you break even. 1 million before you start making money. And where is the promotion for the fight? Karma was good. I don't think they want to waste money promoting Wilder versus Fury because they're anticipating losing money. Then that makes the trilogy a complete wash. The hope was that they can recoup the money that they lost because they lost money. This is fact. This has already been admitted to. The Gate did good. The Gate made 19 million, but they lost money in piracy. Talk about it all the time, right? The hope was that they could recoup the money they lost in the second fight in the third fight. And now it looks like they're set to lose more money. And this was the decision they made. This was the decision that they made. They had an offer on. I don't go over this anymore because to me it doesn't matter anymore. Wilder is a non-factor. Unless he beats Fury, he's a non-factor. And even after that, who knows what he would do if he does get the belt back, if he does beat Fury. Who knows what he'll do? They've been making dumbass decisions with this man's career since he went pro. It was dumb prioritizing a Fury fight. How did that work out for you? If everything is, right, exactly the way it looks, that you prioritize the Fury fight instead of the AJ fight, then you set yourself up to be defeated. You did. If that was the plan that they have for you, like, now, you know what? Forget about AJ because we can't get what we want from him right now. Let's see if we could beat Fury and then add to our marquee value. If that was the plan, then it didn't work. All you did was got beat and your belt got took. If that was the plan didn't work. I agree with you, Brian Jacobs. There's a few things that are lending themselves to the death of pay-per-view in America. One is an overinflated price point. Most people that are not my age, they don't know that pay-per-views didn't always used to cost $80. They didn't always used to cost close to $100. The price point actually used to be lower. That's contributing to the death of pay-per-view. Also, the matchmakers don't care about what me and you want to see. You see that? They keep putting these fights on pay-per-view that me and you don't give a shit about. We don't care about them fights. If you're going to put a fight on pay-per-view and you want fight fans to pay an additional charge on top of what they already pay to see boxing, it has to be a fight that they are asking you for. I did not ask for Wilder versus Fury 1 or 2. I didn't. I wanted Wilder versus Joshua, not Wilder versus Fury. I didn't want that. I didn't want Wilder versus Ortiz 2. I didn't want that. I didn't want Ruiz versus Areola. I didn't want that. The other thing that's killing pay-per-view specific to boxing, because UFC pay-per-views still do okay. So why is it that the boxing pay-per-views don't perform as well? Boxing is the only fucking market that ignores its consumer base. You will have boxing fans telling you, yo, can we get Crawford versus Spence? That will get ignored. You will have boxing fans telling you, okay, well, what about Andre versus Charlo? That will get ignored. You'll have boxing fans saying, yo, we'll pay to see Wilder versus Joshua. That will get ignored. Every single fight that we as boxing fans was excited about, even if it was just for a moment, they ignored it. We wanted Mikey Garcia versus Vasyl Lomachenko 2-3 years ago. We didn't get it. We didn't get it. And I could just keep going like that with fights that we didn't get. Andre Ward training plan to beat Canelo. That's the story. And I haven't really touched on that, how I feel about it. But since I'm freestyling tonight, because I just didn't feel like preparing a video, I just wanted to freestyle and shoot the shit. Look, man, I like Andre Ward. Anybody that follows this channel knows that, yeah, I liked Andre Ward when he was an active fighter. But that's just some petty shit. Let that man fight his fight. Caleb is saying all type of shit. He got a lot to say. Let that man fight his fight. You need to help him. You got to help him. You and Virgil, y'all got to build a village around him. Much as he running his mouth, let him fight his fight. You didn't. This is why I lost a lot of respect for the American fighters. Low key, like really, this is why. Because it's just a lot of shit. When Callum Smith had to fight Canelo, did you see him doing that? But motherfuckers will sit there and talk shit about him, though. But he didn't have to go run to say, help me! I have to fight Canelo! Help me! He didn't do that. Billy Joe Saunders, for all his faults, he didn't do that. But the American, oh yeah, I gotta run the big bro. I gotta run the big bro. I dig it. Whatever, man. Whatever. The shit look corny. Y'all both look like two fucking haters. I've been saying it. Y'all know I've been saying it that I don't think Caleb wants this fight, but he's in a situation where you got to take it, because if you don't take this fight, right? Say you don't take it. Okay, you fight David Benavidez. You're going to get your motherfucking ass beat by David Benavidez for less money than you'd make fighting Canelo. So for getting your ass beat by David, you might as well get your ass beat by Canelo, because at least you'll make more money. In your heart, you don't want the fight. They went to you in December, couldn't make it. You said it's too short notice. They came back to you in May. It wasn't short notice that time, and you didn't want to do it then neither. They came to you after May. They take care of Callum. They take care of Billy. They come to you for a September fight. Shit don't work out that time. And then they come back to you after that. That's 4 times. And this cat really sitting there talking cash shit, talking fly shit. Canelo this, Canelo that. Bro, you don't want to be there, bro. You don't want to be there. You don't want that fight. You don't want that fight. Am I lying? Am I lying? He don't want that fight. Gotta run to Andre Ward. Help me. Help. You see what he did to Billy? This shit is wild. But then these American cats, the American fight fans, will sit there and talk shit about them Brits. Them Brits is acting like grown-ass men. Say what you will. They acting like grown-ass men. Callum didn't run to nobody. Callum did not run to nobody. I got to fight Canelo. I only got 5 weeks. Bet. Billy did do some crying. He did. You could tell he had like nerves and shit. But he had to fight. He didn't go fucking run to Joe Calzaghe. Joe, help me. Joe, I gotta fight Bill. I gotta fight Canelo. Joe, you got to help me. That's some bitch ass shit. If you want my opinion, like, nobody got to be concerned with what I think. But if you want to know what I think and you here, so I'll assume that you do, yeah, that's some bitch shit. You run into the other man. Help me, Andre. Help. I didn't see Callum. I didn't see Billy. I didn't even see Avni run to nobody. Help me. Please. Please. Help me. Taking fucking photos and shit. I seen that shit, my stomach turn like, see, this some bitch ass shit. You a low-key hater and you really don't want this fight. That's what I see. And you didn't start hating, you didn't even start low-key hating Canelo till after the Golovkin fight. Because look me up some shit where Ward was throwing shade at Canelo when they was gonna fight Golovkin. You didn't like Golovkin, so it was okay to side with Canelo. Now, well, he in my old division, and he about to do something in this division that I didn't do. And he already did shit that I didn't do. And I'm gonna tell you something, I am not a Canelo fanboy. Go to the old videos from 2017, 2016, 2017. I'm not no Canelo fanboy. I just don't like the bitch assness. I'm a fan of the sport, not a fan of the boxer. I'm a fan of the sport, not the boxer. It's only like maybe a handful of boxers that I'll tell you, yes, I'm a fan of that fighter. Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, Anthony Joshua. Those is fighters that I'm a fan of. The rest of the time, man, I don't give a fuck what y'all doing. I'm a fan of the sport, and I'm a fan of what's good for the sport. I'm not going to be tripping over you. Nah, I'm a fan of the sport. So when I see this shit, I'm like, yo, you know why they throwing shade at Canelo? He's already a multi-weight champion. He's already held as many titles as Andre Ward as a middleweight. He already held 3 of the 4 major titles. Remember, Ward, I love him. I love Ward. But he was never undisputed at any weight. He wasn't undisputed at super middleweight, and he wasn't undisputed at light heavyweight. Canelo Alvarez already held 3 titles just like Ward, right? Except it was at middleweight. He held 3 titles at middleweight. He's holding 3 titles right now at super middleweight. He only got 1 more belt to make history. Just 1. And you wonder why people keep hating on him. I don't like that loser shit. When you see somebody doing good, when I see somebody doing good, nah, I ain't gonna hate on you, man. Do your motherfucking thing because that's what I want you to do. I want to see undisputed in boxing as many times as it can happen. I want to see that as many times as it can happen. I want all the champions to fight each other. And what I see, remember, Caleb motherfucking Plant won the IBF title in January of 2019. You had a head start on Canelo because Canelo didn't have no belts at super middleweight, not no real ones in January of 2019. You had a head start on that dude to unify this division, and you didn't do that. So you sit there on your hands, David don't want to fight me. David don't want to fight me. Cool. Samson didn't want to make the fight. That's the truth. That's on camera. Samson didn't want to make Plant versus Benavidez yet. But what about Callum? What about Billy? You so focused on David. You ain't having no luck with David. Move on. What about Callum? What about Billy? When DAZN debuted in America and they was still throwing all that money at all them fights, do you think if you would have hit up, yo, Eddie, look, man, I want to fight your boy Callum Smith. What's good? Can you throw me 5 M's to do that? You think Eddie wouldn't have did that? Eddie, look, I seen your boy, he fought Shafati Sufi. He looked like doodle. What say I cross over there, I beat his ass, you give me $5 million. What's good? Not once. Not once. When this fight fell apart, did you offer to go over there? Nah, but you talking the most. You talking the most. Canelo over there working the double N bag, working the motherfucking Cobra bag, not saying shit to nobody. Just hitting that Cobra bag. Hit that Cobra bag. Hit that Cobra bag. Hit that Cobra bag. That's all he doing. Working the heavy bag, working on them hooks, working on them bodies. That's all. He not saying shit. You out here talking to Mo. Canelo, he full of shit. Full of fucking shit. What's good, Galvin Wayne? What's good? Nalgas Flacas. That's a fucking fantastic name. But it's Nargas with an R. Nargas Flacas. Lady Chan, Johnny Boy spilling the beans about you right now. Who? I know you're not talking about that wino that lives with his father. Bro, I thought they deleted his channel for saying some old. I ain't even gonna get into that shit. That dude got his channel deleted because he pick and choose when he want to be Mark Wahlberg and when he want to be a skinhead. I don't care. Like, don't bring them people to me, bro. Chan was good, was good. You know what I mean? To be fair, Plant got in the ring with finger butt. I wish I would have came up with that. He said with Vincent finger butts. Yo, I wish I would have came up with that. I came up with Farfin and Payless boots, Vincent Payless boots. Yo, the dude said he made an offer to Gennady Golovkin, and that's when I was like, yo, this cat is full of shit. Hey, what's good, Ant? I got Anthony Joshua in that fight. Tony Boswell was good. It's just, look, like I said, just to get back to the Ward and Plant shit. I'll shoot Lady Chan the link if she want to jump on. We'll shoot the shit on this shit if she's still here. The shit with Ward is just some petty girl ass shit. Let that man fight his fight. And Plant, if you went to Andre Ward, whether he came to you or you went to him, that's still some petty girl ass shit. Canelo didn't have to go run to the ghost of fucking Salvador Sanchez. He didn't have to dig up the bones of Salvador Sanchez because he about to fight you. You don't see him. Nah, we got to get Julio Cesar Chavez in the camp. I'm about to fight Caleb Plant. You don't see him going to Jorge Arcel. Yo, I'm about to fight Caleb Plant. Can you help me? You don't see that shit. When them Brits had to fight Canelo, whether it was Rocky Fielding, Callum Smith, or Billy Joe Saunders, you didn't see now one of these guys. Yo, Carl Fratch, can you help me? I'm about to fight Canelo. Joe Caslappy, can you fight me? Can you help me? You didn't see that because, yo, hate it or love it, them cats they just conducting themselves in a way that they, like, yo, you could go do as many PBC interviews as you want, be on as many podcasts as you want, do as many boxing scene articles as you want. What I see is either you ran to Andre Ward or Andre Ward came to you. And any way you slice it is some girl ass shit. Why? Let that man fight his fight. That shit don't got nothing to do with you, Andre. Let that man fight his fight. What you need to help him for? Why? Because you don't like Canelo? Think he gonna surpass you? Because I'm not into arguing with motherfuckers for free, bro. Motherfucker argue with me. If you want my time, I'm on my Kevin Samuels, B. Real shit. I'm on my Kevin motherfucking Samuels. And my time is precious. I ain't gonna be arguing with casuals for free. Not me. Not Julius. Nuh-uh. You could come on here, we could do it, and y'all know I do not do the childish shit. I don't talk over people. I don't yell at people. I don't curse at people. I don't scream at people. If you want to have a discussion or a debate about boxing, we could do that. But all that little kid shit, that shit is for the birds. Appreciate that, bro. Always enjoy the lives and videos. How did you get to know the panelists? They always have interesting things to say. I frequent good channels, and I talk, like Alexis Ribeiro, for example. I met him in the Facebook groups. He's a very smart guy. He has some very hot takes, but he has very informed opinions. He doesn't just have knee-jerk reactions the way that a child would. The conclusions that he comes to are always well thought out. The same applies to Lady Chan. The same applies to Boxing Beats and Rhymes and Unrivaled and AJ and a lot of the people that you see come on here. These are all people that are of age, that we're not children. We don't react like children. We read the story and then we'll discuss it. You know what I mean? But other channels and other people, they rely on either acting like children and having knee-jerk reactions or trying to, be cool with the fighters and shit. And look, I'm not here for that. I ain't knocking nobody that is. But I am not fucking here to be nobody's friend. Unless you give me free tickets to a fight, I'm like, hey, 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 right? That's real shit. I ain't shit. I'm cool with me. I ain't cool with Al. Is Al gonna give me some money? Is Al gonna give me some money? Is Bob gonna give me some money? Is Eddie Hearn gonna send me some tickets to a fight? I didn't see no fight camp tickets in the mail. So I worry about me. I ain't worried about being dapping up like, nah, I ain't worried about, bro. I worry about me. If you see me advocate that a fight ends up on the zone, why is that? Because I benefit as a consumer. If the fight goes to Fox, then I have to pay $80 to see it. If the fight goes to the zone, it comes at no additional charge to me. And who I'm looking out for is me. You guys too. It benefits you too. Fucking now, if Eddie Hearn or somebody want to cut me a check, cut it then, and I'll be a shill. Till that happens, I'm looking out for numero Nuno, and that is not your fighter. Like I'm not. I ain't like. I don't know. Like, look, the line of journalism has been blurred because boxing has, and I've talked about this. Boxing is not at the forefront of the sporting world anymore. So you don't have as many major networks covering it. People that are on salary to ask the hard questions. And they're safe. They can ask the hard questions because the boxers and the sport can't freeze them out. That dynamic is lost. What you have now are freelance journalists who don't want to get frozen out, who want to maintain interpersonal relationships with boxing promoters and with outfits. Thus, they're not at liberty to say what they're thinking. They're not at liberty to ask the hard questions. No, because if they ask the hard questions, then they won't get the exclusives. And I understand it. You got to play the game. I don't judge. You have to play the game. But that's the way the dynamic has changed. And that's why I say, listen, interviews were never my thing. Every so often it's cool to do one because people ask me to do it, because somebody hit me up like, yo, I got to fuck. I'll do the interview on a whim, yeah. But my thing has always been for the fight fan. What? Because that's my role in it. I'm a consumer. I'm worried about myself. Sorry. If the card is shitty, I'm going to say it was shitty. What happened to Rock Nation as a promoter? They fucking failed, bro. They fucking failed, man. Shit, Triller, I said this. Triller may go the way of Rock Nation. I got you right now. Let me put the headphones in. Let me put them in. And we'll chop it up.
I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? One sec.
I bet y'all can hear me. I bet I'm over here talking to myself. I think I'm talking to myself. The laptop is wilding, so let me get things straight with the laptop. But yeah, like I view Andre Ward's presence in that entire situation as unnecessary and petty, and that to me shows that Caleb Plant is it's either Caleb Plant is nervous or Andre Ward is a hater or both, because it's not your fight. It's not your fight. You ain't got no business over there. That's Caleb Plant's fight, ain't it? And you don't see Canelo Alvarez calling Artur Beterbiev or Dimitri Bivol or somebody. You don't see none. You don't see him doing that. But who you see doing that? Caleb. So he could turn around on a PBC podcast and try to act like Canelo Alvarez ain't shit. Well, if Canelo ain't shit, why y'all gotta build a village just to fight him? If he ain't shit, he a diva, right? He can't bully me. He can't bully me. He can't tell. He is telling you what to do, bro. The only reason it's a fucking fight is because he wanted. Because we know you don't want it. I agree with that, and I think that you know why I think like, look, I liked Andre Ward as a fighter. Like I said, go back to them old videos and you'll see that. All right, I liked him as a fighter, but I see that he like low key is shade right there. It is shade. Like I look at that as shade. Like man, let Caleb fight his fucking fight. Shit, let him fight his fucking fight. The fuck y'all got the joint forces and shit to fight this little dude that moved up from 154. Y'all got to fucking join for. Look, man. I ain't worried about shit. Caleb don't worry me. Caleb don't worry me. I just think that shit is corny. That whole shit is corny. Motherfuckers will spend the whole time talking about how motherfucker ain't shit. Motherfucker ain't shit. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. So the Chaka had to build a fucking village just to fight him. That shit is corny. I seen that shit actual, and I believe him. I believe that the reason that he has not stopped talking is because he's nervous. Like, bro, you've been saying the most shit, right? And you don't see the other cat. You don't see Canelo doing wild, like, yeah, I'm about to fight Caleb Plant, and he ain't shit, and he ain't going shit, and shit, and shit. You don't see him doing that, like, bro, this is another day at the office. This just another belt I'm trying to collect. That's all this is. You don't see all that nervous energy. That's facts. I'm Ulfo. That's facts. Everybody got a fucking plan till they catch a right cross. I think Ward is doing a comeback. He only like 36. He might want to fight Canelo on a comeback. Maybe, but if you wanted to fight Canelo on a comeback, the right thing to do would have been to come back and fight one of these guys. Like Andre Ward could have hit up Eddie Hearn, like, Eddie, I'm trying to do a comeback. Let me get your boy Callum Smith. We'll get some money together. And you know Eddie would have got him the money. If Tyson Fury defeats Wilder, when will you see him fight Joshua? Well, I would assume if he beats Wilder, I would assume that they would try to go into that fight next or after next. Knowing Tyson Fury, he like his tune-up. So I would say he'll probably, if he beat Wilder, he probably take a tune-up early next year, and then he'll fight Joshua in the summer or some shit. Pull check. That's what I see. The dude has not stopped talking about the shit. Like, yo, are you even training, bro? Are you even training? Cause you doing wild interviews and shit. Canelo ain't doing all them fucking interviews. You telling everybody shit. You talking to everybody. I came up with it while I was touring Mars. Now, to be honest with you, to be honest with you, I do shit as I go. I do shit. I do the shit as I go. If I like an idea, I just go with it. Now I'm about to go check this motherfucking laptop and see what it do. 'Cause my laptop is low key old, like me. Check this shit. See if it's functioning properly. Nope, no, it ain't. Give me a second. But yeah, just back to the conversation. It's like, hold on, let me close. Let me see. Let me see if I can get back in that shit. Cause this joint be bugging out. I don't know why it decided to bug out like that. Probably gotta update the shit. Yeah, I mean, I've been meaning to get a new one. It's just that the old one functions well, so why get a new one? The old one works just fine. Sort of, most of the time. I bet exit page. Let me just update this shit because that's probably what it is. It usually does that when I gotta update this shit. Give me a second, ladies and germs. Let me just update Google Chrome and relaunch it. But yeah, like all I see from Caleb Plant is nervous energy. That's what I see. Between the amount of bad things that he's saying about the fighter, like I don't really think he's being honest with himself. I don't think that a part of me feels like he probably didn't even think that the fight would happen because he knows or he knew that Canelo had a ties to Eddie Hearn. So maybe he figured that the fight won't happen because Canelo's with Matchroom right now. Maybe that's what he thought and he didn't actually think that the fight would happen. Like the dude is saying a lot of shit. That's all I see. That he's saying a lot of shit, and I'm like, dog, just be real with yourself. This is the best fighter you ever fought. He's been in there with better fighters than you ever fought, and that's how you get ready for him. When you accept that you never fought nobody like this, that's how you get ready. When you accept it, like, yo, dog, yeah, I never been in a situation like this, so I need to psychologically prepare myself for that. But when you got to run around telling every man, woman, and his dog, oh, he ain't shit, he be looking beatable, bro. You not Lara, you not Floyd, you not Lara, you not Golovkin, you not none of them people that made him look human. You people made you look human. Caleb Truax made you look human. In the last couple of rounds of the Uskataki fight, he looked human. So how silly do you sound saying that? Yeah, Canelo looked human with this guy, bro. You be looking human all the time. Unless you fighting a Mike Lee, you be looking human all the time. You not being real with yourself. If Plant pulls out the last minute COVID excuse, probably who could be a good replacement? Well, remember, David Benavidez is supposed to be fighting the week after that. So hypothetically speaking, if something happens to Caleb, they can always pull David from that card and say, "Okay, David, you fight Canelo." The Canelo, I so it's working now. It's working now. I bet. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Y'all can hear me? Plant is a beach for asking Ward on how to beat Canelo, fam. Could never beat Canelo asking another fighter how to buy. Thank you. Because you get it. You see what I'm saying? That it's like, yo, how you gonna go to this dude? You gonna go to this dude. Can you help me? Peace? Can you help me? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all both sitting there throwing hella shade at this dude because in the end, and it's the truth, it's just the truth. It's not my opinion, it's just the truth. He's more accomplished than the both of you. It's just the truth. It's not my opinion. He's a fucking 4 division champion. It's not my opinion. He's a 4 division champion. He held the same number of belts that Ward held at 168. He got that now, except he already had that at 160. He got it at 168. You was a 2-division champion. He's a 4-division champion. And y'all is some haters. Y'all some haters. You say that he had a close fight or he's had close fights, right? Yeah, he did have a close fight. He had more than one. He had a lot of close fights, to be honest, with top shelf fighters. So did you with Sergey Kovalev. You gonna hate on him? I bet. Let's get the headphones in. And we gonna shoot the shit about this fight. Gonna shoot the shit.
Yo.
So tell me, just tell me when you seen that Caleb Plant, he taking photos with Andre Ward. What was your interpretation of that when you seen that?
I keep saying it. I don't know if you heard me. It means nothing. It means nothing to me. It means nothing. Like I keep saying, the late great Customato could descend from the heavens, God rest his soul, and try and train Plant for this fight. He's still gonna lose.
Listen. They could dig up Sugar Ray Robinson's bones, burn them shits to ash, and spray the ash on Caleb. It ain't gonna make a goddamn bit of difference.
No difference. I don't know what's Ward's driving force behind it. Is he living vicariously because they was talking about, if Ward was to come out of retirement, he would possibly fight Canelo, and then all of a sudden that just went radio silent.
Look, I like Andre Ward, right? But he already did what he's doing now with Gennady Golovkin. Like there's a lot of debate over this, whether or not Gennady ducked him and all of this stuff. But what I see is, okay, when Ward was going through that promotional issue and he wasn't fighting, that was right around the time that Gennady Golovkin started getting popular. And because of the popularity that he got, this is just my interpretation, don't take it as gospel. But when he started getting popular and his coach, he was running his mouth, Abel Sanchez, he'll fight anybody from 154 to 168. Andre Ward was all over that. Why? Because you a hater, bro. Look, I think Ward is a supremely skilled fighter. I could appreciate his boxing, but I also know that dude couldn't sell a chick. He couldn't sell out a fucking high school auditorium. He couldn't. He couldn't sell out a phone booth, bro. Yeah. So every time somebody come out that they popping and they hot, it's the same shit. It's the same shit with Golovkin, and it's the same shit with Canelo. Like, yo, you a hater, bro. Say what you move like a hater. Why you helping Caleb for that fight? For what?
This is what I don't get. For what reason? What he maybe wants the accolade if by some reason 2% chance that Caleb gets the win, then he gets the accolade, like, it's because of Ward. It's because of me.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, you don't like look, let that man fight his look, Andy Ruiz Jr. He didn't have to go to Wilder for the AJ fight. I'm just like, it's been big things that happen. And when Andy got the opportunity to have that fight, it's just me and my team. It's me, it's Manny, and these motherfucking Snickers bars. And we gonna do this goddamn shit. All right? And that's it. When motherfucking Mauricio Lara traveled to the United Kingdom to fight motherfucking Josh Warrington, he did not call Gallo Estrada. He did not call El Vaquero. He did not call Canelo. That's whole shit. Let me call this guy to help me. Please help me.
Yeah, like hand in hand. Like, I need a hand. I don't know. I just, I'm so sick of this, Julius. I just want this fight. I want that fight over and done with as well. Because it's like you just said, it's not even on BoxRec. So that means they haven't crossed all the T's and dotted all these I's.
They might move it because it's Usman versus Covington. Right. And I'm not into UFC, so I mean, I know what I would watch if they fall the same day, but I believe that they don't want to go head to head with that pay-per-view. They don't. So they might move it.
But wouldn't a Canelo fight still command, even if it's on the same day as a Bellator or whatever, UFC? Well, I thought
it's more like, look, the PBC has a lot, right? If it was the Zone doing it, I don't even think they would move it. But because it's two pay-per-views, right? And these guys have invested $50 million into this fight. That's just guaranteed purses. That's not all the operational costs That's just the purses to the fighters. If you already lost money on Wilder versus Fury 2, you
Mhm.
might lose money on Wilder versus Fury 3. You might. All
Mhm.
right. You need this thing to sell. You need everything that can work for you. And the last thing you need is to have to compete with another combat pay-per-view that
Right.
same night. It's just you can't like yo, to me, look, they some dumbasses over there. It would have been much cheaper. Send this motherfucker to the zone and let them pay for the fight. Why?
Exactly. I don't understand, but it's because they're so butthurt. You know, it's just that it's other sides of the street shit. And you know this, right? They they have used all of their PBC budget for this fight, and that is why you don't see Wilder and Fury Wilder have hardly any promo. They don't got no money for it.
I don't think they do. If you want, like, and I don't say it's because we joke, we crack jokes and shit, but real shit, I legitimately believe, yo, they don't got the bread. They're not doing press conferences. They're not doing
Nada.
face-offs. We don't see commercials. We don't even see fucking we don't even really see
Nada.
posters like that.
Exactamente.
Where
Nothing.
where's the
Nothing.
money? Where is the
Nothing.
money for all this shit?
Show me the money. There ain't no money. They're banking on this Canelo fight to be able so they can re-up with Fox in October. That's why they need this to be pulled off.
I'm
So maybe you're right. So competing with a UFC or MMA pay-per-view. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah, they may move this fight to another date.
What they might move it to the day. They might move it a week later to Benavidez's fight date, and then move his fight the week after that, because it's like you have too much riding on this next set of pay-per-views. Think about
Mhm.
what they want to do. They want to do Wilder versus Fury 3 in early October,
Mhm.
Caleb Plant versus Canelo Alvarez in November,
Mhm.
Javante Davis at the end of the year,
Yeah,
right?
December. Yeah.
We don't even know what other shit they want to do. It's like, yo, dog, like the way that they do shit is so fucking backwards. I'm thinking, like, yo, why do y'all do shit like this? You could have
Yeah.
just sent this motherfucker. Y'all know damn good and well he ain't no $10 million fighter. Y'all know that. And you
Right.
gonna dig yourself in that hole because of pride. Because of
Yeah.
it's pride and egos.
Mhm.
You know he gonna lose. You know he gonna lose.
Yeah, so they want to sell the belt to the highest bid. Like, do you blame them? Like, you either going to sell this belt for 10 million, or you're going to get beat by if Benavidez was available, get beat by Benavidez for 500 grand.
Look,
Which one
they
would you
they,
pick?
they don't want to admit that as bad as Bob is, and Bob has his flaws, Bob
Mhm.
has his drawbacks, but he knows how to play his hand. For example, Vosdick versus Stevenson, that was a mandated fight. Bob Arum knows I am not going to throw $3 and $4 and $5 million at this regular ass fight because Vosdick don't got no fans like that, and neither does Stevenson. So you know what?
Mhm.
I'll send him to you, and you guys can foot the bill for the fucking fight.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
he did, and his man came back with the belt. You look at the Ramirez fight.
Mhm.
Ramirez, they said, yo, we got $4 million for you, Jose Ramirez, if you come to this side and unify with Maurice Hooker. What Bob do? Go get that money and go get that belt. Because
Belt, yeah.
I'm not gonna give you $4 million,
Yeah.
Jose. So go
Yeah.
over there and get that money. That's how you supposed to do it.
And
These
this
cat
Mhm.
these cats want to make Canelo come to them. All right, then you gotta pay for his lunch.
Right. And it's just the same thing as with Porter and Crawford. It's going to be the same vibe.
It's the same shit.
It's the
But I
same
don't think
shit.
that I don't think they're gonna pay. I mean, like, look, and I don't want to make proclamations because the Americans see this is why I love the Brits. I love you guys. I love you
We
guys.
love you too.
I love you. Like motherfucking Eddie let Felix Cash go to BT for the Denzel Bentley fight. No
Mhm.
fuss, no muss. Go.
Mhm.
Get it
Mhm.
done. All
Mhm.
right. We got motherfucking AJ versus Usyk. That's my favorite fight of the year. That's what
Right.
I'm looking forward to the most. All
Yo
right.
también. Sí.
Motherfucking Dillian White, he about to have a fight. I don't know who,
Mhm.
it don't matter because he about to have a fight. Meanwhile, in the time that Keith Thurman has been away, right? Dillian White has popped clean, then popped dirty, gets knocked out by Povetkin, then knocks out Povetkin, and he about to have another fight. And all this time, Keith Thurman does not have a fight date.
I know. I know. They was posing him. Maybe he's gonna fight Tank. Maybe he's gonna. Uh Julius, boxing right now is giving me a fucking headache.
It's
That's
only
what
Am-
that's
it's
what it's
only
doing.
American boxing. It's only
Yeah,
American
yeah,
boxing.
yeah. US boxing is giving me a fucking headache.
The
Like this
Brit
all. Yeah, go ahead.
the Brits is doing it. Like look. I'm gonna give you an example, right? The American networks do not do right by these women that box in this country. They don't. How do I
Mhm.
know? Showtime let Clarissa Shields go. They let her go. Who picks her up? My man with the
Sky.
shiny Adam Smith at
Mhm.
Sky
Mhm.
and Ben Shalom. That shows you. Amanda Serrano super fight. Who they want to pay for that? Is it a American guy or a British guy?
Brits.
And then they wonder, yo, why you like Eddie Hearn? Why you like Match? That's
I
why.
know, because he gets the shit done. That's all. We're not fanning over a fucking promo company or a fucking promoter, but we give props and give credit where it's fucking due.
That's
Like
all.
Eddie gets, yeah, he gets the
That's all
fights
I'm
done.
doing. That's what, like, yo, if you look at the situation, right?
Mhm.
It's fucked up that Clarissa Shields and I know she got mean shit to say about me, but I'm a
I
truth
know.
teller. I'm gonna tell the
Yeah.
truth regardless. The woman represented this country 2 times in the Olympic Games and won gold for this country 2 times in the Olympic Games. How do the networks and the fans, because the fans, motherfuckers on Twitter sit there and argue with you all day about Clarissa Shields. What they won't do is buy her fight. I'll do
Right.
that. I'll do
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. We're
Right?
the mugs that will do it. Right.
We're,
Yeah.
we're the ones that do it.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, how did the Americans thank Clarissa Shields? They didn't watch her fight. They didn't buy her fight. The networks, you got 3 major networks in this country that show boxing: ESPN, Showtime, and Fox. And I'm like, yo, you know what would make sense? PBC should pick up Clarissa. Do they pick
Right.
her up? No, they
No.
don't pick her up. Who picks up? A
Sky.
channel in Britain.
I know that's wild, isn't it? Like she should feel some type of way about that, you know. And is it me? Is it because what is it? Is our marquee value not a lot in the states? Then what is
It's
it about it?
it's it's a combination of things. One, and I know that Beats loves to talk about this, and he's right to a degree. It's misogyny. A part of it is misogyny. One
Mhm,
part of it is
mhm.
misogyny. Another part of it, I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
Personality.
No. That's the PG stuff. Another part of it is that she's a black woman. That's the
Mhm.
truth.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Racism, plain and
And she's
simple.
dark
One,
skinned as
that's
well.
two
Yeah.
parts of it. That's two. The other
Mhm.
part of it is the guys like me that want to give her a chance, but your
Mm.
personality is just
Trash.
be like it's you wilding like yo.
Bad.
It's
It's
bad.
bad. It's bad. It's
So
awful.
so you got these 3 things working against you. What about the fights? Okay, I hate to say this to you, but your fights are boring. They're
Mm,
boring. The
mm,
hammer fight, it was boring. Why is
mm.
it boring? Is it really Clarissa's fault? No, it's not her fault that 154 and 168 and
It's got no
160, it's not her
yeah.
fault that those
There
divisions is
those
thin.
divisions, yeah, because there's not many big girls, man, up there. They're all at 118 and, you know, or up to 135. You know, they're the bantams, super bantams, lights, super, you know, the super lightweights,
She
feathers.
don't like Katie.
Yeah.
Katie got all these girls, and Amanda too. Katie has all these girls to choose from. Amanda has all these girls to choose
Mhm,
from. Chantel, I love Chantel.
mhm.
She has all these girls to choose from. They got all these great opponents that they could fight. But at 154, 160, and 168, bruh, you ain't got a lot to choose from. And
You
what you
ain't.
do have, it ain't that good. Like, yo, look, if Christina Hammer was the
Mhm.
best middleweight for you to fight, that says a lot about middleweight.
Yeah, it's bad. And even Savannah Marshall, she was at light heavy and then came down to 168. Like, it's wild. Yeah, there's not many big girls. But this is what I want to know. So her being signed to Sky, what the big fight that everybody knows that where we need to gear up to is for the Savannah Marshall. After that, what is it? Where
Well,
did she go?
I'll put it to you this way: if Ben Shalom and Adam Smith are smart, and I think they are, because
Mhm.
they helped build Anthony Joshua, so I know that to a degree they know how to build a fight. You don't make that fight this year, obviously, and you don't make that fight. You don't. If you're gonna make that fight next year, it has to be towards the end. Because if you want this fight to be big, and I pray to God that somebody at Sky is listening. If you want
That's
this
it.
fight to be big, you either get Hannah Gabriels or Christina Hammer in the ring with Savannah. You get Raquel Miller in the ring with Clarissa. These are fights that have to happen. Right now they got Savannah. She's gonna box on the undercard of Huey
Yeah.
Fury, right?
Right. Yeah.
She's boxing a girl that don't nobody know. If you go in there, you whoop her ass. It's cool. It is cool, but people don't know her. People need to see you beat Hannah Gabriels. That's who they need to see you beat. They need to see you beat Christina Hammer. Why? Because they fought Clarissa.
Right.
If you could beat their ass the way better that she beat their ass, you'll sell this fight.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Clarissa got beef with Raquel Miller. Look, Raquel, I'm gonna tell you what.
Beef with everyone.
She do.
Yeah.
But you could get Raquel. Look, Raquel, I got $75,000 for you for a tune-up fight because I know you ain't fought in a while. Then I'll give you $200,000 to fight Clarissa Shields. Second fight, 2-fight Sky Sports deal. Settle that. Settle it up that way because you can't go 2 fights in. We'll do the Shields fight. No. You need 3 fights. If you want to give Savannah some dead body to beat up on, whatever. The fight after that, it has to be serious. It has to be somebody familiar. I need to see Savannah knock out either Hannah Gabriels or Christina Hammer. That has to happen. In the meantime, Clarissa had beef with Raquel Miller for as long as I can remember. Y'all got the bread to do that fight. Do that fight. Let them settle that beef.
Yeah. Maybe maybe that makes sense. We have to build this shit up. We just can't be just like, I did say, oh, maybe we see the Shields Marshall fight in the first quarter of 22. But yeah, now what you say, that you got to have those in between fights, build it up by the end of 22. Then we get the grand finale. Like,
but that's if they're smart. The way that Showtime did it, for example, Showtime did it wrong. They had Christina Hammer box on Showtime once on the undercard of a Shields fight. And you can't just show her, you can't just show us this person once. That's not enough. We need to see them at least two good times.
Like at Ebony Bridges, like how we get, like, yeah.
Think about it. We've seen Ebony Bridges under the Matchroom banner 3 times already in 1 year. We saw her against Shannon. We saw her against Beck. And we just saw her against Maylis Gangloff.
Yeah.
That's how you supposed to do that. You can't just, here's this girl from Germany named Christina, and she's gonna box Clarissa in her next fight. Like, oh, well, I just met the bitch. Like, damn,
like, we can't just have a one and done. Like, that's not how you build. You gotta introduce us and get us used to this fighter. Yeah, that's right. They need to employ you, Julius. You need to fucking go over to fucking Sky.
Depends, man. I don't want to work like, listen, I don't want to work. I like being my own boss. I do not want to work for nobody.
Yeah, but what they gave you creative, like,
it never works that way. It never works that way. Like it in the music industry, in the movie, they take your creativity and they expect you to work on a deadline. Like, I know how to draw, for example, right? And if you tell me, I want you to do this for me, it's not going to come out right if I do it because I don't want to do that. I draw.
Oh my God. Yeah. This is the same. Like, I'm an artist, right?
Yeah, I know you. Yeah.
So when I had to get used to working to certain deadlines, but like, so if a company wanted me to feature on a song or something like that, and then there was a deadline, if I couldn't do it, like, I would always I would do the work in the end, but I'd have to extend the deadlines because creativity, you can't pin it to a day. It comes when it comes. And that's just the bottom line of it. And if you rate me, you're going to have to fucking wait for me. That's it. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm like that with like if I draw, if somebody told me, make a beat, draw, do this, no, I'm not going to do it because you asked me. If I don't want to do it, it's not going to get done. It's not going to get done. All right.
Extension needed. Yeah.
Extension needed.
Otherwise, we're going to fucking purse bids.
Real shit. That's what. And so when you work, so if you go to a Sky and they have you there, you, like, for example, if they hypothetically, let's say they give you a pundit job, they won't get to talk about the fights the way that me and you were talking about it right now.
Yeah,
With
I
the
know.
fucks and the shits and the bitches and the bastards. Now we don't get to talk like that. So our heart is not in it the same. If I gotta clean it up, like, nah, I gotta be me, bro. And I curse a lot.
You do. You make me and you. You first. I think I come in a close second with who else comes in second? Close second with? No, I just think it's just you first and me second.
Yeah,
we curse like fucking sailors out here.
But what do they say about people that curse? They're honest people. I'm telling you the truth.
Right.
Honest person.
So did you find that hard when you got monetized on YouTube to not curse as much? Because I
know because I know what the flags are. I know what the flags are, which is why there's certain subjects. For example, the death of that girl. I won't talk about it too much. The death of that girl in Canada. Because it's controversial. When Felix Verdejo had that situation with the girl, I had to be very careful what words I use, what I put in the thumbnail, what's in the headline, because it's controversial. Remember, when COVID first hit,
you couldn't talk about that either. You couldn't say the word. You had to change it. Right. Yeah.
When the BLM riots, when we had I had a conversation here on the channel about that, but I could not put anything in there that was outright. Why? Because then they'll be like, oh, limited to no ads.
Yeah, to no ads. Yeah.
So it's like I gotta be careful. And cursing ain't shit, because motherfuckers curse, but it's the subject matter you want to look at. And it's like, yo, I don't know how so many channels make it a habit to focus on politics, I should say. I'll just call it politics. Like, yo, you're not gonna make no money doing that. Like, you don't understand that. There's a bidding war. Whenever you put up a video on YouTube and you have a fairly popular channel or a channel that's getting popular, there's a bidding war on what kind of ads are going to be shown on your channel. And some ads literally get you more money than other ads. These are the ads that you want. You want pay-per-views advertised on your channel. You want certain products advertised on your channel. You want these things because you make more money. But it's people that, you know, they want to be political. All right. I ain't gonna say nothing. Do you? Yeah, do you? Like if you get money with that, get money with that. I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah, you just do it. You know how to work, how this works.
Yeah, so, it's because it's not hard. It's like, yo, we here to talk about boxing. That's it. I'm not here to talk about I'm just here for boxing. So boxing, you stick to the news. Just stick to the news. That's it. Stick to the news. All right, because these motherfuckers they won't hesitate to take your privileges away. So stick to the news.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Sorry,
it's fucked.
Let me stop swearing. I'm adding 2 of us swearing on your channel. They'll just take down this whole freaking life.
Not for curse words, but it's like, yo, look, the way the sport is now in America, it's bad. It's dwindling, and a lot of people think that, oh, this guy, he's so big on the zone, he's so big on Matchroom. No, it's just that's all I have to watch. Tell me, what big PBC fight am I'm not looking forward to Wilder versus Fury 3. I've seen it 2 times already. What fight they got for me that I'm excited about?
Fury Wilder 3, the trilogy.
I'm not excited about that.
What's that? Like, what's the commercials saying over there for it? Because here there's none. Like literally,
that's what I mean. I was going to ask you if I don't know, is BT showing commercial? Because I know there's no commercials. I think
they had one little thing they had up, but it's not. It doesn't. So you see, like when Joshua was announced that like the wheels were already put in motion, you can see Joshua out. You can see him on billboards out in the street. You can see him whether you subscribe to BT or Sky. You'll see Sky doing it. You'll see Sky Sports, everything. You'll see other cable channels, sporting channels doing it. Like you just see it everywhere. But I just haven't seen.
I'm telling you, I don't see. Look, I have Showtime. I have Fox, and admittedly, I don't watch a lot of television, but I watch the occasional program. There are no commercials. There's no commercials of Wilder versus. I haven't seen nothing.
Where are they?
Look, there's people, and I'm once again, I don't want to be presumptuous or jump to conclusions, but people have told me, that they don't believe the fight will happen. And I'm not going to.
Yeah, well, Jules, we've been through this when everybody was like, and you debunked it. You was the king debunker, and I piggybacked on that because it made sense. Now the fight is getting closer. I don't think it's gonna happen because you know about this fucking 11th hour. Every time on the 11th hour, it gets to the fight and then there's this thing called the 11th hour. Tyson Fury seems to always pull this 11th hour. He did it when it was going to be him and the AJ undisputed, and then it got to the 11th hour, and then he said,
he did it with
"Yeah,
Klitschko. He did it with Klitschko.
11th hour, yeah."
In the
And
11th
then
hour rematch,
yeah,
mental health. Oh, I'm having a mental health crisis.
yeah, yeah. And then the 11th hour when he got COVID, so they changed the July 24th date. That was on the 11th hour as well. So, dude, let's just maybe get it onto the 12th hour, and then the fight may happen because this 11th hour shit is bullshit.
Think about it. We're in September. What day is today? Let me see. Today is the 7th. That gives them approximately 4 weeks to promote this fight. Fury has blacked out all his social media. He's not posting anything. He's not fucking saying anything. And their idea of promotion is showing me Wilder taking a swim in some water. That's the promotion.
Slow motion. Yes, bollocks.
Like this, all serious. Look, it's somebody I know. He told me, look, man. He told me before they moved the fight. This cat told me, look, I do part of the production for that network or whatever. They didn't hire a camera crew to do promos for their fight, so I don't think it's gonna happen on that day.
Pero por qué? Why though? I don't understand.
Listen, I think this and this is why I don't like speculating, because you could go, well, this is why I don't like speculating too far out, because it could get crazy. But I'm like, look, we're 4 weeks out from the fight. I haven't seen a commercial. We don't even have an official poster. There are no press conferences scheduled. The last press conference, the dude didn't even want to talk. He didn't want to talk.
I know.
How are you going to sell this fight?
I was hoping that maybe on the second press conference, because it's obviously rescheduled, you would have seen another one that he would have just changed the script and came in and spoke.
I'd like, from a just completely business standpoint, yo, dog, y'all got a multi-million-dollar fight. We're supposed to be a multi-million-dollar fight going down, right? And there's no press conferences. There's no posters. There's no media. There's no commercials. You don't even have an official fight poster. Now, I seen some shit they did, and it looked generic as shit.
Yeah,
I could have did a better.
We could have did it, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. Look, and this fight is what, 4 weeks or what? It's 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks after the Joshua fight, basically, and there's nothing.
When Eddie Hearn,
it's not going to happen. Then it's not happening.
I don't know. I just look, when Eddie Hearn announces a Matchroom show, it has an official poster, and you see media all up until the fight.
Exactly.
All media. You have a major network in Fox, another major network in ESPN. These are huge networks. Even though Fox is a huge network, ESPN is the biggest sports network in the country. So you have two giants and their engines to promote a fight, and you don't have a commercial.
Nada.
We're 4 weeks out. You don't have a commercial.
I'm sick of them cats anyway. Fuck them.
It looks like, that's what I mean. It looks like what it looks like. Your dog, I don't know if they're gonna, I'm not gonna say they're not gonna fight. I'm just saying that, we 4 weeks out and
nothing's looking good over there, mate. Nothing's looking good, not a bit. But like I said, I don't care, to be honest, because it says I'm fucking right. No one wanted this fight in the first place. If it happens, it happens. I just go and give two shits. That's another fight that we need to have it to happen. It's dragging out our fucking year, and let's move along swiftly afterwards.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, AJ undisputed already. Why? Because he undisputed. Why? Y'all, look what y'all did to this division. Look what y'all did. Look what y'all did. Y'all did that shit.
Anybody... And what did you need in back in the day? You needed 3 belts to be undisputed, didn't you?
I'm just saying that because
WBA, WBO, and IBF.
WBC. It was WBC, WBA, and IBF. The WBO didn't come till after the IBF.
It came it got popular 2000.
Yeah.
But it was about before that. But yeah, it got its popularity about 2000. Lisa Bale's in the building. What's up,
But
Lisa?
like I said, it's like, look, think about it this way. If Fury wins, Fury is a fucking bullshitter. He's still even if he wins, he's still a bullshitter. I don't know if
I
he's
don't
gonna
know.
fight AJ. I'm more
I don't.
confident. I'm more confident that if he wins, we get the AJ fight. But even
Okay.
with Fury, it's not a guarantee.
No,
With Wilder, forget it. Forget it.
they're the belt hostage holders. AJ is the man. See, ya tú sabes.
Ya tú sabes. Like, I'm like, yo, look, there's all these fights for AJ that's there, right? That's why I don't care what they doing, because if AJ beats Usyk, right, we
Mhm.
could still get Dillian White too, and I like that fight. Yeah, I'll take it. I like that fight. If or
Mhm.
we get Joe Joyce versus Anthony Joshua, I
I like
like
that.
that. I
Me
like
too.
that fight. All right. And
Yeah.
after that, maybe we get Hergovic. Maybe we get Dubois, because Anthony Joshua, and they once again they're gonna think I'm a fanboy. Listen, the man defends his belts and give me the fights I want to see.
Exactly.
That's
That is the fucking truth, whether you like it or not. It's he does what he's supposed to do. He just does
y'all waiting for Wilder and Fury over a year later. Y'all fucking waiting. You want me to wait with you? I'm not.
I ain't
I'm not.
waiting.
I'm not.
Sorry.
I'm not waiting for
No.
that bullshit. They gonna have you dumb motherfuckers paying for the same fight 3 times, and you think I'm stupid. They got you motherfuckers paying for the
Yeah.
same fight 3
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. No puedo hacerlo.
I can't, like, nah, bro. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Like,
No puedo
y'all could pay
hacerlo.
for that.
No. No,
Y'all could
I'm not.
pay for that.
I can't. Sorry, it's not for me.
There's
Yeah,
not a
it's not.
single, the only
I
fight
fucking
on
yeah.
US soil that I'm looking forward to, honest to God, is at 122 pounds with
Yeah.
Stephen Fulton and Brandon. That's it.
Figueroa.
That's the only fight I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to in America.
When
Every
is
other
that? When's the date for that?
that is I think that's this month. I forgot when, but that's this
Really?
month. It's this month. It's this month.
Yeah, I'll be interested in that one as well because I
But
like to go.
beyond that, beyond what we got, beyond that, well,
Nothing. What we
nah,
got?
word, because Lopez just said he don't want to fight Loma again, and I'm
Oh my
like,
god! Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, I don't understand. Oh man, I just don't understand. I don't get it. You had the dad go on big showtime, shake Bob Aaron's hand. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we've re-upped everything, whatever, everything's cool. Todo bien. now look, nothing's fine.
I'm
All of a
like, yo,
sudden, Teofimo comes out like, does Teofimo Senior actually talk to Teofimo Junior?
I
I
don't
don't
think. Look,
understand. Do
I'm
they
gonna tell
not?
you what I think it is. I'm gonna tell you what I think it is. I think that Teofimo Senior, he
Mm-hmm.
talks on his son's behalf too much. I think
Mm-hmm.
that he probably talked to Bob, and Bob showed him some numbers, and he probably was like, "Yo, those are some decent numbers. Like, what you gonna give me, like 5, 6, 7? Even though it's not for you, it's for your son,
Mm-hmm.
but better
Mm-hmm.
still." I think it's like that. They're like, yo, you'll see, like, yo, look, if you do the rematch with Loma, we'll give you 5 million up front plus a pay-per-view upside, which could be 10 million. You never know if the
Mm-hmm.
pay-per-view
On the
does
back
well.
end. Yeah.
Exactly. And in the back end, in the back door. Bang. But you hear Teofimo, and this is the thing. Teofimo is consistent. His
Mm-hmm.
father is what's inconsistent. At the beginning of this year, they asked Teofimo, would you give Loma a rematch? He said no.
Mm-hmm.
Now they asked him again, would you give Loma a rematch? He said no. His father was the one that had us all gas thinking, oh, they'll do a rematch. Why? Because he was at the Nakatani fight with
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lomachenko. He's like,
See,
yeah, we'll do the rematch with my son. It's all
yeah,
right. We'll
my
do the rematch.
son, my
We'll do the
son.
rematch with my son. It's the coke. It's all right.
Yeah, yeah,
That
fucked
dude,
up. Yeah,
he
they
got
are.
the coke
He
voice.
does.
Like, he sound like
Coke
every
throat.
old Spanish drug dealer that I
Coke
ever grew
throat.
up with. That's the coke throat.
You know. You fucking know. That's why when you came through earlier and you said that, I was dying.
You
Yeah,
got
I
the
was
coke
dying.
throat. Be like,
Yeah,
you
coke throat.
so you was sniffing coke in the 80s, huh? That's what he
Yeah,
sound like.
yeah. And now
So
that's why you don't know what's happening with your son. And the thing is, like, I like Teofimo Lopez. I like him as a fighter. Um, and people seem to always get a bee in their bonnet when you either question their trajectory or question their chess moves and oh, you're a hater. Oh, if I say I don't feel that he's undisputed and he needs to fight Devin Haney
well,
to get that dispute undisputed.
not undisputed.
Oh, you're a hater. You're just I like Teofimo Lopez.
Look, I like the kid, but I'll tell you in a motherfucking heartbeat, he can't win a belt from Loma that Loma didn't have when they fought. He didn't fucking have it. I don't give a fuck. Like, look, and I gotta say it. I don't care about nobody to swear allegiance to no fucking fighter. I am not a member of his team. I'm not his publicist. I'm not his manager. I'm not his fucking accountant. I don't pick up his laundry. I ain't none of that. The boy ain't undisputed. I'm sorry. He ain't. He's not. How the fuck he gonna win a belt from Loma that Loma didn't have when they fought? Make it make sense. He didn't fucking have it.
So what does he do now if he's not gonna fight? So okay, so he's not gonna fight Loma. So what's he gonna do? Go up to 140?
Yep.
Is he just fucking off now and going 140? All right, just go 140. Fuck off. Stop saying stuff. Not you, Julius. Him.
No.
We don't want to hear anything from your dad and you. And just go to 140 and then do what you.
He says he wants Josh Taylor, right? I'm gonna give Teofimo the benefit of the doubt because he proved that he's a man of his word. He said he wanted Loma. He got Loma. He said he was gonna beat Loma, and he beat Loma. He's a man of his word. So if he telling me now, I don't care about Loma, I did that, and I want Josh, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Go get him. I don't think you're going to beat him. I don't. That Scottish boy could fight. He's tough.
He's tough as old boots, mate. But that even Kurt was saying is like, why don't you go for Regis Prograis? If you can beat Regis Prograis, then that's a good gauge where you are, right? You know.
I'll tell you why you don't do that.
Why?
Teofimo is a super WBO champion, right? He has an avenue of opportunity to shoot past a lot of people and go straight for Josh. If you fight Regis, the problem with that is if that proves to be a hard fight, it could take years off you. Look at what happened between Ivan Baranchyk and Jose Zapata. Neither one of them is the same after that fight. Neither one of them.
Faded, but Zapata is coming. Well, we're seeing them a bit more now, like, but meaning, like their what's the word? The visibility, of them.
Look, Zapata fought Hank Lundy. Shout out to Hank Lundy, but you were supposed to win that fight, and you won that fight.
Gift.
I seen that dude beat you. I seen Hank Lundy beat you. We look at Ivan Baranchyk. His punch resistance is gone. It's gone, bro.
Not the same, are they?
Not the same.
So do you think that would happen with Teofimo? So you're saying just go straight to the gusto, straight to Josh Taylor.
That's what's best.
Really?
That's what. Look, Regis and Teofimo, they have certain similarities that he don't like. Look, you roll punches off the shoulder. He roll punches off the shoulder. You're an orthodox fighter. He's a southpaw. You're both counter punches. Neither one of you have that big a work rate. If they put you in there with each other, y'all gonna hurt each other. But this kid, Regis, he might beat you. Why? He's used to fighting bigger people than you. You little. Teofimo is little compared to Regis. Regis is full body, 140 pounder, been in there with the motherfucking best. He been in there with
the elite.
Josh Taylor himself. And Josh couldn't stop him. All right. Correct. So Teofimo, your biggest win, and it's nothing wrong with it, but your biggest win is Lomachenko, a little dude.
That's a good win. Right, it's a little dude.
But
it's a good win, but it's a little dude. The little dude that's come up to come on.
It's like Jaime. It's like Jaime Munguia when he was at 154. Yeah, you was a champion at 154, but who you won a belt from? A low ass welterweight that didn't belong there. He didn't belong there. And who did he win the belt from? He won it from Cotto, old ass. It's like
Miguel Cotto?
Yeah. Look, Cotto was gonna have his final fight, right?
Yeah.
And in the fight, his muscle tears and he can't use his arm. Saddam Ali beats him for the WBO title. This was Cotto's final fight. So Saddam Ali beats him. Saddam Ali is little, all right? So he goes in there with Jaime Munguia. If you have the zone, pull it up because it's in there.
I'll pull it up. I will do.
And Munguia beats this man like a fucking, like I don't know what, like he ragdolls this man.
Mollywopped him.
This is a welterweight. That's why he's a welterweight that didn't belong at 154 to begin with.
First place, yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
motherfucking. Now I ain't gonna say that Loma it was no good at 135. No,
No, he
he's
is.
still elite,
Yeah, he is.
but he's a little
He's
guy.
tiny though, man, and and he can't go up no further than
His
135.
shoulders is like this. His
Yeah,
shoulders like he's
fine.
little.
He's
Like
narrow. That
he's
is a
narrow,
little dude. I'm
and
bigger than him by miles, but
that's what I'm
in
saying.
weight
And
and in
that's
fucking height. Damn.
and that's Teofimo's biggest win. It's not a
Yeah.
knock on Teofimo. It's just Regis is bigger than you are, is used to taking punches from bigger
Big
men
guys
than you are, and he's
Yeah.
similar to you. You roll punches off the shoulder, he rolls
Yeah.
punches off the
Punches off the
shoulder.
shoulder.
You fire counter punches, he fire counter punches. You a
Contra
strong
golpes.
contra golpe. You a strong puncher at lightweight. He's a strong puncher at
See.
super lightweight.
See.
You're too similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
fight. It's a great.
But
it's
we
a
have seen we have seen Teo he is a counter puncher, but we have seen him pressure. We have seen him not like
No,
Mexican style, but we have seen him move forward
no,
and
it's
apply
more-
the pressure.
He'll move forward. He's not an according to Hoyle pressure fighter because he's not always moving forward.
No.
Something has to not be happening for him to move forward. Like he's not a pressure fighter like who's a good pressure fighter? Because there aren't that many. There aren't that many these days. Sean Porter is a good pressure fighter.
Is a pressure fighter.
Pressure fighter comes forward, leads with his face, crowds you, works your body. That's a good pressure fighter.
Yeah.
Teofimo will come forward if you afford him that opportunity. You
Opportunity.
won't have that opportunity with Regis. If you want to bang, he can bang. And I wager he hit harder than you do. Yeah, I think he does. I don't think Nakatani goes 12 rounds with Regis Prograis, but he won 12 rounds with you.
Oh, Nakatani would be wiped off the board by Prograis. Yeah.
He would hit
I
that
went 12 rounds with Teo. Yeah.
Turn that man into sand if he hit that man. All right.
Yeah.
So
just call him the Sandman. So I don't see where. So we just call him the Sandman. We just have to wait and see what he does at 140. Like this is like Julius. Don't you get fucked off that like every weight cat that we could talk about is that there's no fights really in its entirety. Like unless it's the little dudes. Yeah, I get it. They be doing their thing. But when you go from like I would say 135 up, there's a problem. There's a dispute in every weight class going from 135 upwards.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to remember that I watch both men and women. So when the men, which is
watch women,
which is what led me to the women, usually the men is letting me down because they don't want to fight shit. They don't want to fight shit. So in those moments, when I look at the girls, a lot of times, they fighting some shit. They look. Chantel Cameron, I love her. What she about to do? She about to fucking fight Mary McGee. I've been asking for that fight for 2 years. I'm about to get it. Kaylee Reese about to fight. Come on, cool. Katie Taylor fought Natasha Jonas not that long ago. I love Natasha Jonas.
I love Natasha Jonas.
So when that's kind of what led me to look at both of them. That I'm like, yo, these dudes is fucking. They always got some problems. Like they don't want to fucking fight shit. You know what I mean? So I look at the girls. Okay, it's some decent girl fights coming up. All right, and then when I'm done with that, we got Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton. We got Gennady Golovkin versus Ryota Murata. We got Josh. Look, I know the fight is far away, right? I know it is, but when they do fight, you won't be disappointed when they do fight. Because
he's in a 6-fight deal, and this is only his 3rd fucking fight. He's 39. Triple G, get a move on.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Jeez.
What I know is that when they fight, somebody's going to the fucking hospital because they both hit hard. Somebody going to the hospital. When they fight, when they do fight, it is going to be a great fight. Don't get me. It is going to be a great fight. But I look at the whole schedule, schedule of everything that's going to happen. And I do admit the men are especially in the American boxing scene.
Dead.
Look, Keith Thurman is coming up on 3 years of inactivity.
Yeah. Dead.
Coming up on 3. Gary
Dead.
Russell, you turned down Josh Warrington and you don't have a fight. You still doing fucking interviews talking about Gervonta Davis. Gervonta about to
Yeah.
fight Rolly Romero. Who you about to fight?
Fight. What do you think about that Rolly Romero and Tank fight? Tank's gonna fucking knock his block
It's
off
a piece of
within
shit.
6 rounds. That is done.
Look, that's a piece of garbage ass fight.
That's a shit fight.
And they're gonna put it on pay-per-view. You know
I
they
know.
are.
It'll be for us, it'll be on Fight TV for like £12. Unfortunately, for you guys, it would be like $60.
Fucking $80. And I'm not
That's
buying
a
that.
fucking trip.
Look, I've never paid to see Gervonta Davis. In fact, before he had his pay-per-view debut, and I'm not kidding, I
Mhm.
don't watch his fights. I'll catch the highlights. If for any reason,
Yeah.
I would have to look up his fights because I generally don't watch him. Like, bro, you boring. All you do is fight dead bodies. You boring. I'm old. Like, bro, I don't want to stay up 11, 12 o'clock watching you fight Mario Barrios. Like,
doing that again. I'm not doing it again. Neither am I. I'm not doing that again. I stayed up, watch that shit. Like, yeah, this next one, I'll catch it on the rebound, catch it when it's on YouTube.
Yeah, like if I got to stay up late, man, somebody got to. It got to be a real motherfucker. Like, look at what we had to suffer through. Rigo versus Casemiro. I can't. I'm old. I can't do that. Like, I can't stay up for that shit. Like,
I can't. That was foul.
That was. Could you imagine having to score that fight?
Yeah, that was a travesty, and I like Rigo, man. I like Rigo. I don't like how Casemiro fights any day of the week anyway, and twice on a Sunday. I still don't like how he fights.
I feel for Rigo. I generally feel for Rigo because I know what they did to him, and I know that there was a
they tried to
time.
punk him.
There was a time when he was the baddest super bantamweight on the planet, but that was years ago. Today, I cannot suffer through one of his fights because he don't have the bounce, he don't have the sharpness anymore to get in.
No, he still had a bit of the ping, ping, ping. Come on, he did have a little. You saw the footwork. Casemiro missed a lot of punches.
Listen, Casemiro sucks.
Yeah, I know. He's shit.
I think they both should have lost that. Like, I forget a draw.
It should have just been
both should have lost.
Should have just been a no contest. Thanks for wasting our time. It was NC.
It's honestly because it's like, look, Casemiro can't cut off the ring. He can't cut off the ring. He can't pin him down. He
chased Rigo. Rigo ran. He chased Rigo. Rigo ran.
He got his back turned to him. Like, bro, that's not boxing. You literally turned your back. That's not boxing, bro. Like, now you just running. If you you got whole spells where Rigo will go from one end of the ring to the other end of the ring.
It's like it was track and field.
And I'm like, look, neither one of you won. Look, we lost. We all have L's because of that fight. Like, my brain cells is missing because of that fight. So, nah, bro.
Yeah, we can't get back that time again in our life.
But Rigo, I cannot stay up for that. Like,
yeah, I'm not doing it either.
I'm not doing it
either. I'm not doing. Who are you staying up for? Who are you?
All right, out of the American boxing scene, because those are the ones that I have to stay up for. I'll stay up for Virgil Ortiz, Terrence Crawford, Figueroa versus Fulton, Chocolatito Estrada 3,
Estrada number 3,
Caleb Plant versus Canelo if they fight. But I don't look, and I'm not. Once again, I'm not making proclamations, but it's not on BoxRec.
BoxRec, it's not. It's not. That's concerning. Until I switched on the TV and saw you say that, I thought, wow, yeah, it's not on BoxRec.
It's not there.
Yeah, and just move the date then. Just that. Why are they doing this cliffhanger shit? Tomorrow I want to wake up, and in that some point in the day, I want them just to say, you know what, it's not on BoxRec. We've addressed this issue. It was our bad. It is now on BoxRec, or we're changing the date. Just stop dragging everything on.
Look, it's up any other time, and this is more or less how I gauge the professionalism of an outfit. If Matchroom and even Queensbury to a degree or MTK, if they have a fight coming up, it's there. It's on their shit. It's there. It's on BoxRec. I go to the PBC. You telling me, we paid $40 million for Canelo and Caleb gonna get 10, and Caleb is doing all these interviews and he talking fly shit so that I could go to BoxRec and I don't see the fight.
Extraño. Muy
Extraño.
extraño. Sí, muy
Yo no sé,
extraño.
yo no sé lo que está pasando. I'm like, yo, it gotta be a reason that fight is
Yeah,
not there.
yeah.
Gotta be a reason.
I don't know what they're thinking, but we'll hopefully hear it within the next day or two. It's
Yeah.
just so drag it out. Everything's dragged out. Everything's dragged out.
Everything in the American boxing.
Yeah, all right, yeah, all right, yeah. I
The
keep saying that. Yeah,
Japanese,
see,
the
that's
Japanese,
one
they
of
have,
those.
and I'm not kidding. The Japanese boxing scene, they get this shit done. The Brits,
See,
they get this shit done. The
see,
Russians, they get this shit done. Everybody
correcto.
else gets this shit done.
Ya tú
Here,
sabes.
it's always a song and fucking
Allí,
dance to get
yeah,
a fight done.
yeah. It's always long. It's always
Always,
long.
what the fuck? Like, just do the fuck. And I feel maybe they'll move it. Somebody told me something about the purses, and now I'm beginning to wonder. Somebody told me something about the purses a week ago that DAZN is actually helping them pay for the fight, and I think that they have the rights to the fight. I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think that they may add the fight to their catalog after the fight takes place. I don't know. It's a very strange situation that you can have reports that the fight is done, but you don't have an official fight poster. You haven't started doing press conferences for the fight. It's not on BoxRec. It's not on their schedule.
Nope.
It is what it is.
X-Files.
On that note, I'm going to go to sleep. Lady Chen, always a
Oh, you're the
pleasure.
best. Always. Apreciado mucho, mi hermano. Buenas noches.